Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to present to you our retiree, Mr. Kenneth Deans Sr., retired.
I've been kind of joking around about when you pull this out. I know that I've never felt as humble as I feel right now, and I'm confident that I'll never feel as humble as I feel right now again, ever. It was one thing to retire from the military, but it's another complete different world when you step out of the military into the civilian world and try to find where your contribution can best be validated in the work you know how to do. And the most important thing that I discovered early on in life was how to take care of other people, and being in the military, of course, that strictly pertains to the warfighter. As you might expect, this is a very emotional day for me. Anticipating that, I went ahead and committed some of my thoughts to paper just in case I have a senior moment. I added that inside. To start with, I have this thing about me when it comes to people and human beings that relates to smiles. And they're very important to me when I see people that are happy. But what's really important to me today is to look across the audience and see faces of individuals that have mentored me and helped me learn new things in life, on my job, in my career, and about other people. To start, I would like to sincerely give my appreciation and thankfulness to Lieutenant General Retired Mitchell Stevenson. If I was to be asked, who is your greatest hero? Who is the person that you admire the most in your career? Who would that person be that's the epitome of logistics? For me, it would be Lieutenant General Mitchell Stevenson. We probably never really worked side by side, cube by cube, office by office, that close together. But there probably wasn't a day that went by in my life somewhere in my military career that I didn't gain from being a person that could have the opportunity to learn from Lieutenant General Mitchell Stevenson. And sir, I really appreciate the opportunity. We have some other guests here that I have been able to work with. Mr. Guy Boer. I have a very bad memory, and it's hard for me to remember the past in certain areas, but I'll never forget Guy Boer. I won't tell any stories, because probably I don't remember that many, but a true gentleman and a true leader and a great warfighter. And I was really excited when I learned in the cafeteria and I saw you there and knew you were here in DLA. I would say some things about Mr. Bill Tinston. I don't work with him that much on a one-on-one basis, but I've been in many meetings where he presided, and I highly respect his way of getting the job done, and in meetings asking questions and making people feel important, and that he really was interested in what they're doing. And Mr. Foster, I really appreciate your comments. There's another gentleman here that I have also learned to have a great deal of respect for. I attend by teleconference the Supply Chain Metric Group meeting every month. Mr. Paul Blackwell every meeting never ceases to amaze me at his knowledge, responses to questions that are related to analysis, dealing with different metrics in reference to the logistics side of measuring how we do business. It's been a great pleasure of mine and a great opportunity to work with you, sir. I could say without a doubt that I owe Ms. Heidi Daverty the opportunity for me to work in DLA. She was very instrumental in giving me the great appreciation for Delms and helping me along the way to understand it. And I was fortunate to spend more than one opportunity in an 8-hour class that they provide on reference to Defense Logistics Management System, and very, very impressed. When I was interviewed for the job to work here at DLA, they asked me why did I want to come to DLA and then into this position. I said because I felt like I've been full circle and I'm almost there, and I want to complete the loop as far as technology goes in the areas of logistics and how we do business. And I very much remember the pencil with the eraser on it. I'd pull out that drawer with those 3318 cards on them and put in the requisition number and the quantity and what I owed my customer and how many of those widgets I had coming in, and when they came in, I divvied them out and I made the adjustments. But to be able to work in the Defense Logistics Management Office program office was something that I was very anxious to do, because now I could actually learn the final frontier of how we can process transactions in a way that no one never dreamed of. Also, there is another person here today that I always like to say money can't buy, and that's my true friend, Gary Cantor, and his companion. Gary's the only person I know that owns 5 Rolls Royces. And he's worked on every one of them to keep them going, just like I work on mine. And he's helped me with my roles, and I really appreciate not only that, but he being a true friend. Money can't buy true friendship. I don't get real emotional very often, but there's a gentleman here that I am so proud of. I never dreamed in my wildest dreams I could have a son that can make me more proud than my son. I guess the only thing that kind of got me was with him is he always accomplished so much more than I ever dreamed of doing. I couldn't figure that out. You know, all the things I ever dreamed of, he's already accomplished and already purchased and already enjoyed, and I'm still working on it. But recently, the job that he had before he became Mr. President and CEO of Health Services South Carolina was a tremendous, complicated, everyday, time-consuming. I can't even put into words the work that he had before he took this job that he has now. But in the midst of all that, he accomplished his MBA at William & Mary, which I'm very proud of. And like I said, I can't be more proud of a father as I am today for the accomplishments, the concern, and the care my son shows to me. Even though he's a president and a CEO, I still call him Junior. And everyone who went out of their way to be here today and put this ceremony together, I really cannot express my gratitude from the bottom of my heart for all that you have blessed me with, not only today, but for many of you since I've been at DLA, the appreciation as we work together to accomplish our goals, to get the job done. Most importantly, I would also like to say thank you to my partner in service and in life, my loving wife, Wanda, who has also served our great nation alongside me for the past 46 and a half years. When I would move to a new assignment, she would have to give up her job where she had climbed the ladder of success, start all over again. I don't know how many times she had to do that. I remember in Germany where she was a parliamentarian for the Officers' Wives Group, which I really enjoyed because when all the officers got together for these big major balls, I was invited. And as a warrant officer, my wife would be there. And as a warrant officer, the band leader, which was the only warrant officer there, would say, "Ken, how did you manage to accomplish this ball?" You know? I got connections. But I can truly say that words could never express what an experience it is in life to have a companion that knows you more than you would like them to. But it's all for my benefit and for my well-being. I never dreamed I would have someone that could take such good care of me in every way possible as a human being as my wife does. We always honor our dedicated soldiers and service members in ceremonies such as this, but frankly, every spouse and family member of our soldiers serve and sacrifice too. Wanda is no exception. Today is as much about her as it is about me. And I just have to do this. Please join me in giving her a round of applause. She owes me. I put in here, my son said, "Don't write anything on your speech because it'll throw you off." But I did write in here for my wife to please stand. One more time. The love I have for my wife cannot be measured. I've been thinking a lot about today. I was one thing to retire from the military for 30 years, but I never thought after I went back to work there was ever such a thing called retirement. In the past 46 years of federal service, 30 of the military, of them being military, and the last 16 of civil service, I thought about the journey itself. Starting so long ago with my first assignment in Vietnam. As it was noted earlier, my memory's not that good, but I can still remember my chores, in addition to my supply duties of pulling guard duty out there on the line, looking up at the stars at night, and they were very bright, waiting for something to happen any moment, and continuing to hold the line. My work in the Pentagon, I would say, was something I never dreamed of being able to be a part of. And I'm very thankful for the opportunity I had to work there and work underneath your leadership as well, sir. The missions achieved over the years, the relationships formed. There's a one officer here this afternoon, CW5, my gosh, that's such an honor. And Chief, I remember when we went through the basic course together, and like I said, there's some memories that I'll never leave me. Caring, compassionate, and determined individuals, many of whom have given their life for a cause greater than ourselves. The reality is, I am humbled and honored to be standing here before you today. The last 46 years have been nothing short of a privilege. Getting to today hasn't been easy. I know some folks that were in my specialty that had some easy jobs, and I was happy for them. But I was glad to be where the rubber meets the road, because every day was a new challenge for me. But you know, it all boils down to everyone that I was able to have the opportunity to work around. There are so many people that I have worked with over these years that made me who I am and what I am today in the skill set that I've obtained over the years in logistics. They've helped me achieve my goals and objectives. And again, just one more time, I'm going to have to do this. One of those great leaders who you heard today. I'm beyond honored, General Stevenson, to have you as my guest speaker. As referenced earlier, I have the honor of working under your leadership on 3 of my past military assignments. And again, General Stevenson, thank you for your dedicated service to our great nation and for being there for me today. As everyone in this room well knows, we have some impending battles ahead. Seems like I think things are getting better, and then I read on the news on my phone, which changes 3 or 4 times a day to something that I never expected to see. Forces exist in this world that do not believe in our way of life. These are nothing short of challenging times. There are also those who would shy away from conflict in times like these. It's been my experience, however, that when adversity strikes, either you take it on or it takes you on. I learned that from my son this week. We've had some interesting discussions. Of course, for all of us in this room, the latter is not an option. To that end, I couldn't be more pleased than to end my service to this country here at DLA headquarters. What a way to wind it all up together. And what a team. What a great place to work. What great people to be around. For those that are not familiar, and I use the word us, and I appreciate, sir, how you mentioned DLA as a family. The Defense Logistics Agency is the Department of Defense's largest combat support agency. I remember I used to be in some meetings where they would say, you know, 80% of everything we get for the warfighters from DLA. Then it moved to 85. I think it may be close to 90 now, I don't know. There are 25,000 strong in DLA, and people worldwide provide worldwide support in both peacetime and wartime to the military services, as well as several civilian agencies and even to foreign countries. For me personally, ending my run here, supporting our armed and civilian forces and overall objectives brings my career full circle from those first days in Tuiwa, where I started out as a young soldier in Vietnam. As I transition out, begin to plan the next phase and journey of my life, and hand the baton over to the next generation, I leave you with this. What we do matters. Some people say, and I've kind of heard this off and on, it's my job. Earlier, I think I had it in my pocket. We went to a class in this very room that was provided by a motivational speaker, Mr. Gaffney. And he handed out these little notepads, and at the top of the notepad, it had 2 words, thank you. And one of our tasks was, there was 45 people in this class that were co-workers from DLA, some I knew, some not. to go around the room and see how many of these little pads that we could write on for someone that we knew, to thank them for something they had done for us on the job. People say it's my job, but don't tell me that. I know too many of you here sitting in front of me that could say that, but yet have went way and far and beyond the call of what your job is, to assist me on many occasions to get me where I am here today. Every action that each of us takes from this very moment forward is written, is writing our history. Be mindful of that. Remember to honor those who have fought so hard and sacrificed so much before us. And no matter the pathway to success, never ever quit. When I was in high school, I worked. I didn't attend any baseball games or football games or activities. I worked. And I was the oldest of 6 in my family. But I learned something not too long ago, being now engaged with my granddaughter in college in reference to football. A great example of never quitting became very apparent to me last fall while I was attending a college football game with my son. And he likes it when I come to a football game with him and his wife and his granddaughter. But he gets a little perturbed sometimes because I'm not real familiar maybe as I should be with football, and I go, "What just happened?" We had the ball, now we don't have the ball. What happened? Well, we were about to watch my granddaughter perform in the halftime show as a member of the Virginia Tech marching band. And she's real excited about flipping those flags and producing the esprit de corps for the team there. Tech had been playing Arkansas and was down 24-0 at the halftime. I don't know a lot about football, but that means you're losing. You got a strong possibility of not making up those points to beat the other team. It was so bad that I was looking around me and I couldn't figure out what's going on. And there was members of our college team support leaving the field, leaving the bleachers, and I thought, they must think we're going to lose because they're leaving. And I looked at my son and he looked back at me straight in the eye. This is just the kind of son he is, and I don't know where he got this from. As if he knew exactly what I was thinking, and with complete seriousness he said, "There's 60 minutes in this game and we still have 30 minutes to go." He said, "Never, ever quit." Well, Virginia Tech came back to beat Arkansas that night with a final score of 24-31. I learned a valuable lesson about football that day and left with the Belt Bowl trophy. Never, ever quit. I was at a game this past weekend. Back and forth. We first started the game out, and a couple was sitting next to me. I said, "I got a good feeling about this game. We're going to win." Well, they kept looking at me like, "Where did I get that from?" Because it didn't look like it for a while. They're off and on. But we did win. With that, again, I thank every one of you for your service and for being here. Believe it or not, I sent out 91 invitations. People are busy out there, I really would like to be there, but I can't make it. I want to say to my fellow warrant officers, who, by the way, are welcome to come fishing with me anytime, as soon as I get a boat to go fishing. Seriously though, you all have really honored me to be here today. I'm not a person that's very easily able to create water, I guess, in tear ducts. I think that's what they are. And feel like your heart is about to come out of your chest from feeling the sincerity and humbleness of what's being said about myself. But I can truly say that I've never heard anyone speak of me as eloquent as Heidi and General Stevenson today. For that, money can't buy. And there are some things that I will never forget, and I'll never forget today and the things you said. And for the incredible ride of the past 46 years. And with that, I would like to say God bless each and every one of you. And I like what they say on TV, and God bless America.